Hello and welcome everyone. It is another Thursday and it's time to start the final case of the first game in the trilogy. And I have to warn everyone at this moment, my memory of the case is very fuzzy, so it might not go as smooth as it should. Like I thought before, I remembered it being a very short one. But then later on, everybody said, "Oh, have I already started it? How long would I think it's going to last?" Like, oh, it's considered being one of the longest ones. I have no memory over that. I only remember certain moments, and that's it. Don't really know why. But let's get started. And let me hide the Elgato. There we go. And we have to wait that we get past the Capcom logo and initial loading that the resolution goes to correct. There we go. Let's continue. Wright from the ashes. This just oozes DS graphics. Like, there is a visible difference of the art direction. That this was done later than the other cases. Two months. So time was way longer than I remembered as well. And yeah, 2 months without any work. But to be honest, I'm very surprised that there actually were cases presented. He just didn't take any. Works there. It's not a good idea to say it that way, because it will lead to further awkward business. Better than nobody. Thanks, that's really encouraging. Better than nobody, you say. Oh. It's mirroring way too much, but it makes sense that this is what breaks Phoenix out of the rut. And remember the name, it won't be the last time I'll be seeing her. Or will it? Well, we'll present our badge since we have nothing else. That's not a good thing to hear. Also, I find it amusing how, like, defense attorneys are kept in such a low ranking. Oh, Goran, that's not a way to object. The right way is to...
Objection!
Hello, how are you doing? But yeah, as I was saying, since defense attorneys are kept at such a low ranking, it's interesting that their badge is made out of silver composition. And then the gold plating on top. I would have expected it to be some sort of cheaper metal alloy that just has the gold plating. Making the badges out of noble metals makes sense, because they are way easier to maintain. But silver, it's pricey. Well, I can guess, but at least you're out of the limbo. But it's sad to hear. But yeah, we'll talk about it later at a better time. To be honest, that's the case for me, and well, most. These ain't easy times for no one. It should get better eventually, but it's completely understandable that people are at the tipping point. Do they actually mean $50 or 5,000? I would think they mean 50. But the fact how US and the rest of the world uses point and exclamation, it makes it a bit confusing sometimes. But I would assume that's $50. Not sell for yet. Phoenix, how low are you ready to go instead of trying to work? Like, sell the books or shit first. You are not going to use them and they have value. Well, let's talk. Yeah. I just love this. Legally speaking, 11th grader. That's actually a good way to say it to an attorney. Because if you say something else, you would be kicked out of the school and the job you have. Because it's odd how in Japan, students, at least this used to be the case, I'm not sure is it still, but students weren't allowed to get a job. Like, it was just illegal. Even though you cannot survive on studying alone, you don't get like benefits in order to do that. You were still legally unable to get a job because you are a student. A very messed up system, yeah. It's so odd how every case has to be a murder case. It would be fun that there would be something else occasionally, but the stakes most likely wouldn't be that high. Although there were those couple cases where things got a bit skewed, but Like, everything is about murder. It's just how it is. And it's funny how many shows and movies and shit, it's always about murders. No, murder is not boring, it's just so overused. Like, there are either murders, conspiracies, or acts of terror. Maybe a scam or two. But yeah, that's it. Grand theft cases are... They are very unfruitful, usually. Especially how you are very limited what you can expect and extend people over. So... a treason might be a fun one. Especially since there have been so many historical cases of treason trials, which everyone knows were false. They just had to capture someone and accuse them to show to the public that, yeah, we handled this. And they have been swept under the rug. Like, even people know that that was fake. No one still ever talks about them. Something like that would be interesting. And I don't want to spoil too much, but you get a bit of that in Ace Attorney. I'm not telling where and when, but you get a bit of that. And yeah, these methods will showcase the fact that how the old, like the previous cases were from a GBA game and this is from a DS game. So we are going to get some touch mechanics. And it feels so out of place when every other case before this haven't had those possibilities, but this one has. And that's due to the difference of console. Yeah, but you would have thought that the sister would have known that she's dead. But comedy writing is comedy writing. Also, I'm a bit confused about this. Like, everything else seems to be a uniform book. Is this supposed to be a folder? Because to me it feels like it's some sort of device. Yeah, updated graphics bring a lot of new questions. It's just a thing that my eyes seems focusing on now, and they have not ever before. I don't know why. Oh, so I just got the... Actually, I hate her. Oh. Oh well. But yeah, that's a good point. And that's it. And we're just going to directly jump to the detention center. Well, Phoenix, you just have to admit at this point, you are famous. Even though it's surprising how little people know you in the end. But the previous case was a very historical one. You broken someone's 40-year win streak, and you got someone declared innocent out of 2 cases at once. One that has been in the archives for such a long time, and the other one that was meant to be a clear-shot case. So, you're famous. And yeah, chief prosecutor in this district. If the chief prosecutor don't know you are defense attorney, that has had a huge effect in the past year. The chief prosecutor isn't doing their job well. No. It's just written to be a huge what's the wording again? United factor is one way to say, but there was a way more fancier way to say it. I just can't remember how. Okay, we'll present our badge. That's actually a very realistic way of saying things. Attorneys and experience usually lets in the dark things. It just goes with the profession like that. But the fact that Phoenix says that he polishes the badge daily, yeah, that's not a good thing either. The gold will flake off very fast, especially since he was just warned a moment ago that it's already a bit scuffed. Has confessed. But why? Death to blood loss and stab in the stomach. Those are usually not the things you hear about. Yeah, there are multiple places in the stomach where you can hit someone. And yes, it can lead in the blood loss. But usually the death comes from something else. It's just the usual way. But the factor which muddies the waters a lot is that I can't even remember the case when someone has been stabbed in the stomach only once. Like, if someone gets stabbed in the stomach, they usually get stabbed multiple times. At least twice. Because stomach is not like a visible place where you cannot see the injury immediately. It is a very large spot, but that brings the issues of visibility and confusion to whoever stabs you there. The neck, the back, those are places where you just expect that they are dead after the stab. But anyway. And well, I should add that experience doesn't provide the cover on that. Even if someone knows where to stab in the stomach, there is still the tendency of double tapping, while not doing so in the back or head, neck, things like that. Extremities, arms and legs, those are not a place to kill someone. They are just a place to wound someone or ward them off. What? What do you mean? And yeah, this is a very good point. He should recognize the district chief prosecutor, but it feels like Phoenix really jumped into the work without being introduced onto things, and it kind of makes sense that the ending of his first work day was pushed, him pushed into defending and finding out the murder of his employer. So also Phoenix didn't say that it was Lana. You just got to love how they actually showcase one of the most common telltale signs of someone lying. I won't say what it is, but if you know anything about trying to detect if someone's lying or not, you know exactly what I mean. I don't like the way this is worded. Usually, if this is said, it's always in a very, very negative light, and for good reasons. Like, mainly in the series before, we have been hearing the words, get the accused declared guilty by doing anything possible. And yeah, it's usually almost always a negative thing to say like this. And they were hinting something. That would have made fans very happy and would have made this series a bit more progressive than expected. But it was dismissed immediately, so Well, that was a heartbreak and a half. Maybe 2.5 in this case. And what do you mean the rest to you? If he's actually taking the case, you're going to need to sign a paper. Well, it is kind of open and shut if the accused just keeps stating that they did it. It will only go to, well, proving is the accused at a fully state of mind and motive, and then how the punishment should be handled. But in this system, it's not about the punishment even. The punishment will be done at a higher court. So it's a bit odd how there even is going to be a trial if someone's just going to state that they are guilty. Since there's not much to be done. But oh well. Oh, thank you, Goran. I will hydrate. Oh, it's the first hydration in a couple of days. Okay, I'll be seeing you later then, Goran. And those with the most keenest eyes, you're going to notice something very important immediately. Something we need to examine immediately as we are able. Yeah, it's very funny how this is the first time. Yeah, that's a very, very bad thing in its entirety as well. Like, defense attorneys are not meant to have any sort of investigational power and access to evidence, while the prosecutor gets everything. It's so skewed. And it's so odd that you can just assume, are we going to see this character a lot or not? They're a completely unique character with a unique theme to them. So place your bets How much are we going to see this character? And no, that's not the way to shave. You legitimately cannot shave like that. You can just use a knife to do it, yeah. But not like that. That is a thing I haven't done, actually. I have used to cut certain beard hair, but not like shave in its entirety. Also using double, like, that's another thing which I never got a conclusive answer to from nowhere. Doing finger guns, what's the signification of, do you use a one finger or two finger for the barrel? I never seen anyone use three. It's always one or two. But what's the definition? Is there something different depending, do you use one or two fingers? And they are drinking on the job. Well, we can examine, and we'll immediately examine the most important thing. Step ladder. And again, here we go. And we didn't go into it. Disappointing. I find it funny how there is an interesting hatch here, and it's nothing you can investigate. Like, when you actually see hatches and things on the ground like this, that's a thing that draws your eye. Like, at least they draw my eye. Like, I just have to find like a way, like, well, not a way, but like a reason why do they exist, what they are, stuff like that. Just, they usually have a very interesting tale to them, and in most cases they end up being some sort of mounting device, or like a flagpole, bearings, something like that. Something you mount into it, out of it, or just balance something to it, weight something to it. Usual case. But just by looking at things like that and starting like learning what things like this are, I've actually been able to, in multiple places, where like someone has bought they have bought a hole, and they never even knew what the thing was for, and somewhere in that hole there was like a storage place, and then they discovered, oh, they actually have a fully functional like a construction system, so they can like build stands for viewers. You only need to put stairs up on it and it's ready. And they had no idea, but they had holes like this, where you actually implement the metal parts that were in the warehouse. Yeah, it sounds deft, but that's the way you've been doing things. Oh yeah, that's automatic. And yeah, now we enter the world of touch mechanics, the thing that's a mainstay in every other game, but weren't there in the original because it was a GBA game. Even though you can do everything without a touchpad. Like, see, even here, there is buttons for things. But what a odd buttons these are. Like H, N, B, M. Who designed this? Why aren't they WASD? So I can do everything that I want with just the mouse. So how about we just this wasn't any scientific way of examining things. And let's continue examining things. There is a door here. Well, both have a point. Oh, I can't do anything with the terminal. But I can do with the ramp. Yeah, no, it's definitely an entrance. Even though it's odd that there is a sign like up here. When you are not supposed to have like signs in places where you can't see them. Oh, yeah, whoa. I never even noticed this, but in this remake, this bar is actually a physical object. I can't go on like below it. That's funny. I never noticed. Yeah, that's odd. Oh yeah, it's all of this is one, isn't it? Oh, is it? Yeah, this is a thing of its own. You ain't that far from the truth. Like there are pipes. There has to be pipes, and depending on the usage of the water, there might be small tanks inside it as well. Like, does it need to be warm? Does it need to be cold? How fast it needs to function? So, yeah. And that's true. It makes no difference, whatever it is. I think that should be everything. We can examine here. But we can slide! And oh, there's actually things! Like this random truck on the other side. And he's back. Did you just threaten a defense attorney? Well, we get bounced from one person to another. Also, phone go ding ding. And food, 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 food. So much food. Wait, I actually got a message. This is interesting. I will answer it later on though, because it's nothing of a hurry. And it looks good. Oh, I haven't eaten. Why do you have to present foods to me which I have no possibility of getting? Well, to be honest, I would have access to most of them. They would be so expensive, there's no way. Well, you technically created us that way, so... that's going to be used on a project. I forgot that that was a thing. I do remember that I was playing this episode originally when someone was looking, and like I stopped there, started laughing. They didn't realize what I was going at. They looked at the screen for like 5 minutes and then they realized, or at least they pretended to realize. I'm not sure which one was it because I was laughing. I could have it. Ouch. Like, what's with the names of people? Okay, Angel is relatively common name, but Star, like, why with the 2 R's? Oh, so there's something wrong with my TV. It keeps flashing on and off. I wouldn't be surprised that the cable connection has something wrong with it. So let's just say it's not the most stable one, so... Oh god damn it, that might actually break it if it keeps going on like that. So hold on a second, I'm actually going to see what happens if I touch the cables. Because I think they might be a bit loose. And I've been moving around stuff today because I vacuumed, so they might be affected. Well, it's stable again. Maybe that was enough. Might have been enough. Let's present a badge. Pickle Supreme Lunchbox. Those don't look like pickles to me. Or is it just the coloring? But I have a feeling they are not meant to be pickles. I wonder what's that meant to be? I still have the feeling that it's some sort of vegetarian meal. Just not certain of exactly what kind, though. So hello, Iggy. For a second, I need to fix the window back again. Let me actually quickly check, because I think the number is stated. I'm not exactly sure how many. I have like a hint of it being something like 12, but I think all of them are shown originally except maybe 3, and this is one of them which you can miss, because, well, you don't have to present your badge. But I'm still very confused, like what's this supposed to be? Oh well, let's talk. 21? 21 options. That's a service. And like, if there's only 3 you can miss, that's a huge load of different lunchboxes that you will see naturally. Okay, hell. Salmon. I would want some fish, but it's so expensive. You're like going out fishing yourself. That's so much work. I would, and I know I would just mess it up. Like, not catching the fish, but actually preparing it. Because I love raw fish, but I'm not going to eat one straight off the lake. They're dirty. They're scales. See? Like, the scales are the worst. I hate them. Yeah, but 6 seconds is actually way forgiving. Like, normally if you would just go by clicking, or if you have it auto-click, there are ways, but let's not talk about them. You wouldn't even see them for 6 seconds. But it might very well be that they are just lunch boxes that they ate at the office. Like, they went to ask everyone, what sort of lunchbox have you been eating? I do remember that there were some outrageous ones which they must just have invented. But many of them were like natural. I wish I would be able to have a job like that I could just contribute to a project in any way I want, and it would be like that. I would expect the project not to develop that well, but it would be the funniest shit ever. No. You go to jail now. Yes, you. And yes, I need to remind that she is 16, so that's why it's dangerous. Yeah, this is such a poetic way of saying it. And, well, that is a realistic thing to ask, since I have multiple times said that the legal profession is filled with so much corruption. And it's funny, some of it is completely, how to say, hidden, that the legal system itself don't even know this. What's the wording in English again? The gifts, corruption gifts, a company or individual gives you a gift to influence your decisions. Lobbying, thank you. I forgot it's the same thing in English and in Finnish. But yeah, lobbying. That's a very huge issue and it goes completely unnoticed. But it's the most influensive and most widespread corruption, and it affects everything. And it's horrible, and it should just be banned. And it technically is, but no one goes into any efforts. Because they want the money. And yeah, I think it's at least a character of her on the lunchboxes. Makes sense. I wonder what was this originally, since you can't in essence go any further in the east. Well, I don't remember do they actually go into it, but from the get-go, you are presented in a way that it's her business. If you would just be flat out selling them, not doing them, or at least ordering them, you wouldn't know that well to describe what sort of lunch should anyone have. That sort of shit comes with much experience. Or with great bluffs, which also needs a lot of experience. Yeah, it looks like things are going well for her. Trilobite? That doesn't look like a trilobite to me. But it does look delicious. I don't like the consistency in a way that there's so much rice compared to everything else, and the rice is very filling. That's the purpose of rice. It's supposed to be filling. It could be mackerel. I'm not certain what type of fish it is. But I don't know what sort of fish do you actually catch around Japan? Like, what's the common food fish? Over here, like, I'm just comparing the food fish over here and the fish over here, and depending my taste on that, and that's why it looks so fucking delicious. But what I was going at, compare the amount of fish to the amount of rice, and there being no sauce, this would be very, very dry. I would most likely still enjoy it a lot, especially since there's at least the lemon which I could squeeze. The lemon should be on the fish, because that's where lemon goes. But knowing how dry the rice would most likely be, I would squeeze the lemon onto the rice, because that's a very good place for lemon as well. But yeah, that part I don't like. Like, there should be some sort of sauce or something to the rice, because that's just too much rice. Yeah. Although I can't say if that rice have something in it. Like, there could be spices, or like it being a certain type of rice. It could be sweet rice. I don't know. But I expect it to just be a dry plain rice. Well, I wouldn't say that being a scientific deduction. I would say that just being a fatal thing that was said to you. Yeah, like, I would most likely let her be, but if she wants to advance, she needs to learn. Like, you can't just pretend knowing everything and go on with that. It won't lead you anywhere. Usually it just marks you as like a know-it-all. I hate how many places there have been in my life where actually me showing that I'm capable of doing something has resulted in me being ousted. Because everyone else know that I would do things better than them, so I need to be thrown off. She is a kid with a dream, but she needs to learn. No, she needs to learn. Clams? I never actually had clams. Well, I have had clams in something, but not like clams as themselves. Not clam chowder or anything like that. Yeah, I think that's everything we can do with her right now, so let's go to the High Prosecutor's office. Oh, isn't it a familiar scene? Wait, why does auto mode not allow this? What? I'm allowing it. What the heck? That's interesting. Gets... yeah, I allowed it, but I think it was murdered, or... No, it was gets murdered. that's what the auto mod catched. I allowed it because, well, murder is a common thing on games I play, so I should allow people to say that if someone's going to get murdered or not. No, like the way you said it's not a spoiler issue, no. Because you are not saying directly that there is going to be happening something here. So you're just hinting. And the way you have been hinting at things before, Iggy, you have been hinting at totally random things as well. So it's not going to be a big spoiler. And, well, I cannot be spoiled on anything since I have played all the games. Some viewer might be, but it's not a flat out spoiler of any kind. It's a tease, which might not even be true, which is the best kind of spoiler. No. It was auto mode. It was because you said gets murdered. I think it was flagged as a threat, like you would be threatening me or someone in the chat, and that's why it was marked automatically. But I allowed it, so it should not be an issue in the future. And it's funny how that was the first time I see auto mode do a thing like that. I never got a notification of something being banned like that. Biggest fan, you say? Oh, I didn't remember it was done after the third one. Huh. Yeah, like those are things I know some of the remember some of the references, but I never noticed back in the day like that they were like actually foretelling something in the future. That's actually interesting. Thank you, Iggy. Wait, oh, I didn't remember that the entire... Yeah, I had no memory that the entire thing was already ready. Huh. I just remember that the first game was... first game was done. And then bought. That was my memory. Okay, I will try to remember, but let's examine since we are here. Chess! Logic chess! Investigation! Yeah, it looks like a very broken game. Well, I haven't heard anyone who would like logic chess, so... My phone keeps going ding. Why? But yeah, this is a broken game. The blue doesn't have a king, so it's not a valid board state. Bad chess, bad. So there's a lot of bugs. No, well, some of them look like folders. These look definitely like folders, but these look definitely to be books. These could be either or. I think these look more like they are books, and here, like this is a definite book, this is a definite folder, but yeah. Yeah, I do agree on that thesis. It sounds very accurate. T. Taking a hobby too far. Like there are more tea kettles and shit over there, but even if all of the back row would be filled with tea, it's not that much tea, to be honest. Like I have a couple of relatives who, like, when we were still actively traveling, we always bought tea for, and they kept like all of the boxes. Like they usually drank like at least most of the tea, but they had others giving them gifts of teas as well. And like the amount of tea which I only see, because I didn't visit them like personally more than maybe 3 times at most. But yeah, the amount of tea they gotten in 5 years was way more than this, and it was still so fluently put into place. This is not far at all. Well, she's a young girl dreaming about a rock star in her view, so prosecutors. Why are you so saddened about that fact? And I find it so funny how it's immediately put into our evidence, even though you would expect there to be nothing of it. Also, thank you for the points. I were actually able to see the percentage, and it showcased to me that it's 95. Let me see, can I still press it? Yeah, it's 95% done, so you're close by, and there is still the 9 days to go, so if people put in points for that, we could unlock an extra stream. And I'm trying to make the vote for it much more broader this time. Well, a broader and then like close by, like make it more accurate in a way. So it starts broad and then gets tied up each round. And there's more we can go about that. It does make a lot of sense. Prosecutors are supposed to break the shield of the defense. Venus is just not smart. Why? What do you mean, be naughty? It's framed like a museum piece. It just screams, take a picture, take a picture. It's not naughty. Eee. Yeah, that... Let's just say I have seen another interaction just yesterday when I was playing the investigation game. Another interaction with the Wendy Old bag. Yeah, that's a definite theft, so no, don't do that. No, all of that is counted as a single thing, but then the window, it's its own thing. No, don't count things like that. It's never nice. And like, if you count things like that, then you will start counting how much of a... Well, like how much lag there would be if you would be pushed down. How much could you actually do with that time? And things like that. It's never good. But I think that's everything we can examine over here. It should be, I think. So we'll present our badge. Well, let's talk. But I think this would be a very good spot for me to take a tiny break. It won't be long, but it's a minute or two. So just hang on, I'll be right back.
In a foul shrine in the Deimos Peninsula, lost souls summoned the Black Apostle Eliphas to Cronus. There, the Word-Bearers raised their black temples and launched their assault on the world. Eldritch energies split the earth with abyssal fissures and remade the lush jungles into a nightmare landscape, pulsing with ruinous energies. A master demagogue, Eliphas made an advantage of the fractious nature of those bent to chaos. Instead of relying on a unified defense, he allowed his champions and cult leaders to establish their own satellite temples, where they could pursue their own dark rituals. Any attacker who hoped to defeat the Word-Bearers would have to run a bloody gauntlet of heretics, including some of the Legion's most veteran Chaos Space Marines. Indeed, killing the heretics on Cronus was pointless so long as the Great War Portal in Eliphas's Bastion remained open. the dark spells of the sorcerers Amphion and Zethus maintained this massive rend in the fabric of creation, granting Elephas endless reinforcements. So long as the Deimos portal remained open, there could be no victory on Cronus.
Sorry about that, that took a moment longer than it should have. I poured myself an additional drink and I got some communique about tomorrow. Since I'll be going home, I of course need to get myself a ride from the train station, so oh well. Let's talk about the case. Edgeworth, have you gone insane? No, Emma, no, you're believing that she actually did it. What? The one? Yeah. Yeah, that's a very conflicting thing, isn't it? I I can only imagine how happy many people would be, since not that many enjoy their superiors, but in this position, yeah, very conflicted, right? It would be really funny if you could actually prosecute yourself. Like, if you want to be declared guilty, maybe it should be allowed, but on the other hand, you could make it seem like you're just going to admit guilt and then pull a 360, and yeah, I do mean a 360, because you would start to go, no, it was all ruse, I didn't do it, but then you just would have to go, oh fuck, I messed things up by actually admitting it at one point, and even though the prosecution is a 0 at the moment, you are still forced to just admit it. And there we go. it would make sense because it would be you getting up in your career by, well, pushing off someone from the position you would aim for. No, it's not crazy at all. I just explained how sensible it is. Well, your knife? But Edgy Boy, why do you have a knife? Well, that makes it way more sensible now, doesn't it? Although that doesn't look like a utility knife. That looks like a knife you have inside of a cane. It's shaped like a combat knife. Yeah, it's not shaped like a tool knife at all. Phoenix! How can you even ask him or something like that? No, it doesn't feel like a joke. Yeah, indeed. Strange humor indeed. Well, that's all we can do here, so let's move back to the parking lot. Can I show you this? No. But tea. Interesting. Yep, that was it. Detention center? No, no one's here. I must have missed something, haven't I? Oh no, don't tell me that. No. If I present the knife back at you? You should share the information. Like, what was I supposed to do at this point? I seriously can't remember, so let me think. There must be something I have missed, but what could it be? Oh, I just remembered. Remember how we we talked about the trophy twice, and we didn't get any sort of explanation on it. Maybe I actually needed to present it. Yep, there we go. A day of work getting such a high esteemed honor. Oh dear. the day of the crime. It's odd how that's like the connective tissue, but it is. So... yeah, evidence transferal. It is an important thing, but it is the place where most accidents happen as well. Like suddenly the files go out missing, and when someone's supposed to get on a parole, this evidence just suddenly disappeared, where it proved that it's very likely that they weren't actually guilty, or they were acting on all their behest of trying to get the police there and things like that. And it's a place where the information gets shared when it's not supposed to, and it's something that needs to be improved everywhere. Well, makes sense. But yeah, that makes more sense. Hello. You can immediately see multiple things wrong about him, right? But what? Give me your name. And there goes your paycheck. Meekings, prepare to join the unemployment office soon. Yeah, it's not his fault. Like, he's just a huge asshole who keeps everyone's wages down for no, real reason. If you want to reprimand someone, making their wages lowered isn't the right way to do it. They will just hate their work and do even less, because they are going to be paid even less. It's funny how everyone seems to have a pay evaluation every month in this universe on the police precinct. If that would be the real case over in reality, oh boy, people would be way better fed. And the most, how to say, the ones out there with the best auditory skills might have heard And remember the fact that I said that I haven't eaten, so yeah, that's bringing up certain issues. But we'll continue. Well, that gives us another place to go. So we have to go here first, and then we can go to the police department. Okay, here. Also, Gumshoe's cousin is looking better. Also, I just got to love that. Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? It's just a very, very good way of saying it. But I'm not so disturbed by the movement in itself. Even though it is disturbing, but I'm way more disturbed about the music. Busy man, dancing with the sign, but we'll present our badge. Yeah, because it's the law. We need to. The rules state that we need to present our badge. Oh. Oh no. I was just sent something, and it's very disturbing. Oh no. No, 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 no. That's bad. That's very bad. But very unexpected. In a current article, which I still haven't been able to read, they told that Modern Horizon 2 is going to have even more higher power rating on new cards. So they're going to print even more just flat out broken cards, which they won't ban until the set is old enough. It's not selling that much, or it's not quite well available. Well, we had the ID, so... There's so much good music in the series overall. And this is not Gumshoe's theme. Overall, this is a very common theme. Just the investigation song. I would expect every main character's theme being good, since it's a very good song, like very good OST overall in the series. So now No, let's examine first. Get the blue badger. Yeah, I don't know why it's called so, because it should be called investigation. What, Hickey? Don't you like the blue badger? Well, there's the expected result from it. And I can only imagine the horror of no off switch. And here's actually a very fun fact. By like safety standards, it shouldn't matter in what country you are. You should be able to dial 911 and it should connect you to the local emergency number regardless. Every country should have it made so that when you are on their precinct, you will be automatically transferred to their emergency contact number. So, same should be over here. It wasn't the case back in the day, and there were a lot of issues, because there was a very famous show called 911, and it resulted in a way that people phoned the wrong number when it was an emergency. But nowadays it should be all fixed. Yeah, we have the same number for emergency here as well than you have over there. But it should not matter which one you ring. It should always contact you to the right one, depending on what country you are in. Because the phone network will always know in which country you are, so it will know where to connect you to. Yeah, it's a very bad idea. At least over here, it's an automatic fine if you call the emergency number by even by mistake, but especially if it's by fault and you have no emergency. You can even be fined if you call it with emergency that's not high enough. Like the amount of times I heard that someone has been in a very threatening position. They phone the emergency number. They get an ambulance. The ambulance drives over and yeah, you're in no condition for ambulance. You are better just take a taxi. And then the ambulance waits that the taxi arrives, and then the taxi just follows the ambulance. The amount of money you need to pay, it's ridiculous. And yeah, in most cases when I have heard this happening, it should have been an ambulance trip. And it's not like the ambulance is not ready for a real emergency if they take this one with them. They have to go back to the station regardless. They have to make checks that everything is ready, regardless do they have someone with them or not. So it makes no sense that they would wait up until a taxi arrives and takes you to the hospital. They are just wasting the ambulance resources, because it's the amount of time they wait could have been spent making sure that the ambulance can go to the next place. It's sick. But that's the world we live in. Weather, you say? Yeah. Campaigns police forces have done throughout the world usually all end up badly. Like, the funny stories heard that have resulted from them. Like, one campaign, which is very infamous, was find a gun or something like that. They encourage people bringing out guns they find to the police station. That resulted in multiple people being shot, kids included, and a lot of people losing the access to their legal guns, including like hunting rifles and shit, and even toys, because, well, kid learned of campaign, they bring their toy gun, and oh, they are not getting it back, and their parents had to pay a fine because they wasted police time. Whoopsie daisy. Seems like a very successful campaign. Yeah, this line of talking. There is actually a good reason why the police cars are black and white, or in many other countries like here, black and blue, white and blue. It makes a lot of sense in multiple different reasons. Here, one of the main reasons is the recognizability. Like, you can easily, way easily recognize it's a police car, and that's how give it road when it needs, and it reflects the uniforms of the police as well. And yeah, there are multiple reasons. I don't know, actually. Like, I like many things about it, but there's the thing, I remember it quite badly at the moment. I only remember certain scenes, and there are certain scenes which I absolutely love, and certain songs in the case which I absolutely love, which are one of my absolute favorite in the entire series. But we'll get to that later on. Soup. Yeah, that's the talking of weather. Yeah, it might be a good idea to ask again at that point. And yeah, I have heard both both ends of the argument. To be honest, yeah, it's a very odd thing to deny access to absolutely everyone. Usually, even in very high-profile cases, there are at least some on on lower rankings which will be brought into the case because they are very trustworthy, and it will be like the trial of fire in its day, or that they are just very trustworthy and they need people of lower ranking to be well, in a secretarian role, since those cannot be trusted to be in the case from the get-go, since it's confidential. And yeah, for some it's an excellent chance to actually advance in their career. I accidentally pressed the mouse there. But yeah, like I was saying, for some it's a very excellent way to advance in their career, but for some they might get stuck to a position of being a secretary, doing secretarian job, even though they were hired to be an actual officer. So you might actually be stuck into a way worse position than you ever were in. So it's a double-edged sword. It can lead into something good, or it might stab you in the back horribly. I just noticed that there is a very odd shine on my desk. I just wonder what it is from. Like, I was cleaning my mouse while that dialogue was going. That's how I accidentally clicked when I wasn't supposed to. And now that I put my mouse down, I noticed the odd shine. I wonder what's that for. Yeah, well, that's how the case seemed to be building. But that's all we have to say. No, we didn't get the clearance to go up. So, now I need to remember. I needed to showcase something. Oh, of course, I haven't presented any of evidence. I guess we'll present the knife. Oh, I accidentally started examining it. Oh well, let's examine it since we can. And yeah, this looks like a combat knife, not a tool knife. Blood. Yeah, it's nothing like Edgeworth. Like Edgeworth and the outside seems to be a very foreign concepts combined. And yeah, I think that's everything we can do with the knife because, well, this is meant to be a normal person's knife, not a secret hidden knife of mysteries. But yeah, I was supposed to present it, not check it. Well, to be honest, it doesn't seem that well organized. Like, it's just a car there, and there just happened to be a knife. You could just consider it being that. And you should actually expect it to be that. Like, you don't ever want to assume that someone premeditated the weapon and the place to hide the body. That will lead into issues. You are meant to expect it to be just a moment thing and then look into it. Was there a possibility it was premeditated? Oh? And did I keep accidentally checking. What you said you made the Blue Badger! What do you mean don't know about? What? The fuck? Oh, so I'm waiting for this reason you remembered. But what was the other thing I needed to present? Because I have presented the badge and the knife. Ah, of course, because it happened at the police station, I was supposed to present the trophy as well, wasn't I? Yep. Oh, yeah, that's a thing, yeah. I do agree that would drive many people insane. But on the other hand, I hate it when the evidence is taken away. Like, a lot of evidence seems to be like, it makes the case feel more alive. But if you don't know what you're supposed to do, because sometimes the things are a bit random, the trial and error just takes ages. You don't know, don't you? What else was there I could say? Oh, can I actually talk to you about something? Yep, Edgeworth troubles. There we go. Well, he was just accused of murder a couple of months ago. Yeah, it's funny how he was declared innocent, but there is more and more rumors out there. It's almost like reality. No, so sorry, I'm wiping some dust off the mic. I know how quickly there have been dust forming, and it has formed on the mic itself. The mic arm is completely without dust. Even the wire is completely out of dust, which is very odd when that's usually the place which gathers dust intensively. Oh well. Just sorry, I've been in a very cleaning mood today. I vacuumed the place, I took out trash and like that. I know that I need to actually make a new load of trash and take out more tomorrow, but well. The rumblings you heard earlier on the stream was that they emptied the garbage, so at least there will be space to put the garbage tomorrow. Just the regular office. West LA. I wonder what's written on that. Let's actually check because I have no memory on this. I can look at it. $20. I can't make sense what it actually says. There. So it was the annual bonus. I was expecting it to be that, but jeez, that's actually a lot compared to what Gumshoe got in the investigation series. But imagine how horrible it is. Like $20? That's less than the hourly wage which I have worked for. That being your annual bonus. Ouch. You're working for free. I know what you're referring to, and I love that comic. It's just perfect. Yeah, working in this town, yeah, you should consider changing career. And yeah, that's all I can study about it. Okay, and now we should be able to go back and actually investigate things. Yay! Let me quickly make sure of one thing. Because I don't want to miss out on missable achievements. I do remember that there is nothing I need to do anymore, but yep, I remembered correct. So, no issues here. So, yikes. The frequency of him threatening an attorney is very disturbing. And that's what happens in LA. Yes, LA. But to be honest, like, that's every place. Defense attorneys, prosecutors, the police officers, security guards. Everywhere there's just weirdos. Oof. I would rather not manifest anything. The mechanic usually led into very awkward situations. And there goes the piece of evidence. We haven't really talked to you before. My god, if this autopsy report will be updated. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. But they didn't say that you are from Texas. I'm very confused about your characterization. Yeah, this is very fishy, isn't it? Oh well, let's examine. Slide on over. a cow munching on a steak. That's a bit disturbing, isn't it? At least it should be. I'm very concerned if it's not disturbing to you. Because think it more through. Like, really think about it. It's, yeah, it should be obvious. Yeah. Yeah, just ignore. I have never been inside a parking hall like this in real life, where they actually have like a car elevator system. But in a concept wise, they look so cool. But I can only imagine what sort of issues they result into. And it's funny how there's just this one, and then there's normal parking spots. It's a bit of an odd thing, isn't it? Hey. What annals? Forget it. Maybe I should have forgotten it so I could do it on my own. Well, here we are. Ah, phones with exchangeable batteries. Those were the days. Also, a place for a strap. I never had any sort of jewelry or a strap on my phone. I never found a need for that. So I was trying to press a button, not to open the flip phone. I find it very odd there being a huge redial button. Like, what's the purpose of that? Like, when would you actually need a huge redial button? And the fact that it has a screen large as this would mean that this is most likely like, it's not a smartphone, because smartphones weren't a thing yet, but like a pre-smartphone. So it might even have an internet access possibility and games for certain games. Like old school phone games, they were interesting. Like, it was actually a luxury of having the type of games which are just filled everywhere now. And yeah, it even has a secondary screen right here, which would indicate that there is a media functionality to this. It's missing all sorts of jacks, but there should be a charging port here, and most likely a port for headphone as well. And yeah, most likely you should be able to play MP3s on this device. I never had a puzzle game on any of my phones. It was sad. They were they were always some sort of actiony. The last flip phone I had, it had like this spaceship game. It was very fun. I need to find that phone actually, because I want to know the name of that game. It was a second part of a series. It had a story and things. It was very good. I would assume that there would be more to it, but I have forgotten what it was called. Doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Yeah, sorry, I didn't say anything because I love this. I love this so much. It's an awesome theme and they made it into a ringtone. There's so many versions of the Steel Samurai theme and I am so happy about it. I love the song. I'm very confused that Phoenix didn't make a connection there. Yeah, like you should have made that connection instantly. Yeah, I can't argue against that because they will shoot you for many things in Texas, that's true. Yeah, like I was partying like mad when the ringtone was going on. If I would have a webcam, you would be laughing. Let's continue examining. And it's not usually rope, it's done with a tape because it needs to stick at the places so it actually showcases the outline. But yeah, this is the evidence 1. What was evidence 3? The phone was there, so it's not that. Well, of course he has money to spare. He's been updating the evidence in the 90s. I hope someone caught the reference on that. Yeah, yeah, we can talk about Vanna Sky now. It looks like that so far, but knowing Phoenix, he's not going to take it sitting down. He's taking this way too far. He's really taking this way too far. Well, like I said, he's been updating the losing my ability to speak there. Like I said, Edgeworth has been updating the autopsy report since the 90s, so... That's a big blow of new information now, isn't it? Like, jeez. Taking all of this into effect? Yeah. I think I'm missing something. Did I actually examine the trunk? No, I didn't examine the trunk itself. I examined this. I didn't examine the trunk. Because I was like, I know I'm missing something. Goodman. Well, yeah, there are some clues, but... Well, let's actually look at the autopsy report since we haven't yet. So... 36 male, between 4 and 5:30, also blood, by a 4 and a 5 in knife, a single stab wound. Quite straightforward, isn't it? Well, you can guarantee it, but your guarantee isn't going to change absolutely anything, so... Or should I actually say... Yep. But here's the thing. Phoenix also has the ringtone of the Steel Samurai. And to be honest, most characters who ringtone we know have the ringtone of the Steel Samurai. Phoenix and Edward both have it. Maya has it. And, well, she has it. And there aren't many people's ringtones we get to hear. The episode ends at the perfect time now, doesn't it? Yes. There we go. Day 2. Pop! No spoilers, because let's just say I have many things I need to do, so I will call off the stream here. One of the things I really need to do fast is to get something to eat. I'm really, really hungry. I know that my fridge is running really empty, but I should be able to find something. So yeah. Thank you everyone so much for joining today. Hopefully you join me tomorrow. No, but not tomorrow. I won't be on tomorrow, but the next time as well. There will be an IF event tomorrow, but I won't be hosting it. But I hope that you will be joining it. It will be Renegade X. It's a free game. I have no experience on it, so you need to ask Zen how is that going to function. And I will most likely be late, but I will try to be there. It will be seen. But yeah, to see me next time will be on Monday, which is going to be continuing the Warhammer Battle March. Tuesday will be a yet unannounced new game. I still don't know myself. There's so many options. I need to find like what will it be. And next Thursday, it's going to be more Ace Attorney. We'll be continuing this from this very moment where we stop off. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And again, I just have to thank you all so much for joining. Hope I see you guys again. And bye for now.